Here at the Summit Gym, here, respected trainer Abel Sanchez, your fighter, middleweight champion Gennady Golovkin. Get ready, a tough fight on paper with Matthew Macklin. How do you assess that fight?
No, I'm happy that finally he's getting somebody who's going to stand in front of him with a little bit of defense and a lot of power, which Matthew does have. That way we can put all the naysayers to sleep and show Gennady's wares, show what he really is all about against a legitimate middleweight, a guy that gave Sergio a hard time and really actually won against Sturm. So I'm happy about the fight. I know it's going to be a difficult fight. I'm expecting a very, very difficult fight, but I think Gennady will prevail.
Now, like with his fight with Martinez, when you see he did well against Martinez, but then he was broken down. Seeing him broken down, does that give you confidence, knowing that your guy can reach that point and break through to him too?
Not so much that he broke him down. I think that Gennady is the top of the middleweights right now. His power and his strength and his way of going about his business is different than anybody else in the middleweight division right now. And I think that if Macklin stands in front of him, we're going to see an exciting fight for as long as it lasts. A difficult one, but for as long as it lasts, it's going to be an exciting fight both ways.
Okay, now, did you see Sergio Martinez's fight with Martin Murray last month? If so, what did you think?
I thought that we just got another player in the middleweight division. Martin Murray looked good. You know, you can't. People are saying that Martinez got old. You can't tell me he got old after fighting Chavez just a few months before that. I think that just Murray is a player. Murray is a good fighter. So now we have 6 or 7 guys that are hopefully legitimate middleweights, middleweight contenders and middleweight champions that will fight each other, I hope.
No, Martinez, he's 38, a young 38, but he does have some injuries. Do you think he'll have it in him to go through another rigorous camp and come back at elite level when he returns?
If they give him the rest that he needs, I think that he's been fighting regularly. And when these guys are in training camp, the fights are not really what wears these guys down. When you have them in training camp for 9 months out of the year, the bodies are going to break down. So if they give him the rest that he needs, let him rehabilitate that knee. And in his hand, I think he had surgery on his hand, to give him the rest that he needs so that he comes back 100%. Yeah, I think he can go through another training camp.
Now, Peter Quillin, some people are talking about him, WO middleweight champion. You know him well because he sparred Gennady a few times up here, correct?
No, not up here. He sparred him down at the, even Peter doesn't remember, but he sparred him down at the Wild Card only one time.
Okay, were you there? Or
of course I was there.
What happened from your memory?
You know, it was sparring. I think that in sparring you're assessing the qualities of the other guy. They don't go 100%. They try not to show each other too much because they're in the same division, obviously. But I thought that they did well together. He also sparred with Chavez that day. He sparred 5 rounds with Chavez and 3 rounds with Quillin. The problem is that, unfortunately, he's with a different network now, and those things are not going to happen like they used to happen. I would hope that somehow they can come together, the networks. I'm sure that Peter wants to fight Golovkin, and I'm sure Golovkin will fight Peter, and Peter will fight Chavez, and Peter will fight anybody, and Golovkin will fight anybody. Okay. But the issues that are happening prevent us from that.
What about his sessions with Chavez, Golovkin sparring Chavez? How were those sessions?
Golovkin is not one of those abusive kind of fighters, so he worked easy with Chavez. Chavez is a big boy, though. You know, that's one of the guys that I don't care who you put him in there with. He's going to give him a hard time just because God gave him his daddy's chin. He's got a great chin, and by the time he steps into the ring, he's 25 pounds heavier than everybody else. So he's going to give everybody, no matter who it is, a hard time. Okay. Win, lose, or draw.
Can you tell me the situation? What prompted you to take Gennady to the Wild Card? You know the day or the kind of what time frame it was and why you wanted to bring him there?
No, actually, we had some business to do down in town, so we took our equipment with us just in case we could stop. If we finished our business, we could stop at the Wild Card, and it just so happened that day that we stopped was Chavez's media day for one of his fights. And I walked in and I asked Freddie if he had some sparring, and he asked me how many rounds I wanted. I said I wanted 10. So he said, sure, you can go 5 with Chavez and 3 with Quillin. So, you know, Freddie, anytime we go down there, Freddie accommodates us, you know, to give us anything that we need, because he knows that I'm bringing quality guys down there. So they worked, actually worked 5 with Chavez and 3 with Quillin that day. So
did Freddie have anything to say about the sparring, or did anybody in the gym, was anybody talking about it? Like,
no, everybody watched it, but Freddie's a pro, you know. Yeah. Freddie's a pro, and he knows the sparring is sparring, and the gym work is one thing and fights another.
Okay.
Freddie's a pro.
Okay, now, and any thoughts on Chavez's return with Vera? And since Chavez is with Top Rank, and Top Rank has been working, done some shows with Gennady, could you see Chavez Golovkin in the future?
Well, absolutely. The only problem with that is Chavez has already postponed it, 3 times already? Yeah. He's having a little difficulty finding himself and finding the weight that he wants to fight at. But I can see it happening more with Chavez than I do with Martinez, because Chavez is with Top Rank and K2 in Top Rank. And I shouldn't say even that, not with K2 or Top Rank, but the network that Chavez fights for is HBO. And Gennady fights on HBO right now, so that could happen quicker than a Quillin or a Gil or anything like that.
Do you think it's kind of crazy how the Golden Boy Top Rank beef and now the HBO Showtime rift has separated the sport in a sense? Or?
The people that it hurts the most is these athletes that work and toil every day in the gym, and they work their butt off, and they have a career that's so short that when this happens and the suits prevent them from the best fighting the best and making more money, or making the most money available to them in the short career that they have, it affects the fighters, man. It's something that shouldn't happen.
Okay.